Welcome, this is Mr. K's and this is 32.1b. 32.1b. World War II has begun. Hitler's lightning war has overrun Poland. Britain and France have declared war against the Nazis, and oh, it's on. It's on. We saw in the early weeks of the war a Sitzkrieg, or a phony war, a sitting war, in which both the Allies and the Nazis sit behind their fortifications, the Maginot Line and the Siegfried Line. Eventually the Nazis are going to move around these fortifications and defeat places like Denmark and Norway, and now France is in trouble. The Allies are trapped at Dunkirk. The Allies are trapped at Dunkirk. It's a French town on the coast of France. 338,000 troops evacuated to Britain. 338 troops. 338,000 troops evacuated to Britain. And finally, France falls. France falls. It's a sad day for the Allies. Britain used every boat they had, practically, to bring French and British troops back to Britain. And now the Nazis control the mainland of Europe. The Nazis also install a pro-Nazi government in France. Marshal Henri Pétain rules Vichy France. V-I-C-H-Y. Vichy France. That's pro-Nazi. So Pétain would be seen in the eyes of the French people a traitor to his people. The leader of the Free French, who escaped to Britain, is Charles de Gaulle, leader of the Free French government in exile in London. Leader of the Free French government in exile in London. At this time, Neville Chamberlain is not re-elected as Prime Minister. Winston Churchill takes that post. He's the British Prime Minister. British Prime Minister. He's a bulldog in every sense of the word. He's a gruff statesman who refuses to give up. He's just what the British need. Well, Hitler owns all of the mainland of Europe. Now he has plans to invade Britain. Hitler plans invasion of Britain. Invasion of Britain. It's called Operation Sea Lion. Operation Sea Lion. And to soften Britain up, Nazi bombers are going to drop bombs over London. Here is a turning point of the war. One of them, anyway. It's called the Battle of Britain. The RAF, that's the Royal Air Force, repels Nazi bombing raids over the skies. The RAF repels Nazi bombing raids over the skies. And it's so successful that Hitler calls off raids in 1941. He scraps plans for invading Britain in 1941. Calls off the raids. Tons of bombs drop on London. Block after block go up in flames, and people head for the countryside or more immediately down into the subways. Now, what helps with this Battle of Britain? Well, one is radar. Radar is a new invention that gives the British a heads up that the Nazis are coming. And also, the British stole a code machine from the Nazis called Enigma. Enigma means a mystery. They stole this code machine and the Nazis did not know it. So they had the ability to know messages that were in code. All right, so radar and Enigma code machine aids in gathering info to repel attacks. Radar and Enigma code machines aids in gathering info to repel attacks. Here's a picture of Winston Churchill, quite often with a cigar in his yap. Looks like a bulldog. And then you see 6'4", 6'5" tall Frenchman with a big schnoz, Charles de Gaulle. They have one thing in common. They don't like the Nazis. They're not always the best of friends, but here they're allies in stopping the Nazi onslaught. Well, the next time we pick this up, we're going to see the Nazis try to gain more land, this time east of Germany in Russia. This is Mr. K's with 32.1b. I'm out.